Welcome to the Women Are Worthy Show. Happy New Year! I am so glad to be back. The new year, it's a new year, new you. So many different things we're doing now because it's 2021. I've been blessed. I'm sure we've all been blessed because we're both alive. We're all alive. So we're going to be having greater, phenomenal guests. We're starting with tonight's guest, but I'll get there in a minute. This woman is phenomenal. But before I go any further, in order to join our tribe, you must subscribe. Yes, came up with that one. And basically, if you join us on Facebook, our Facebook channel, our handle is the Women Are Worthy Show. Instagram, it's the Women Are Worthy Show. YouTube, yes, we got YouTube. Our YouTube channel is the Women Are Worthy Network. Now, so many things have been going on between 2020 and 2021. And people have been hearing complaining and making excuses. Yes, excuses. So I wanted to know, does life have you by the balls? Yes, I said that. Does life have you by the balls? Are you looking for opportunity? Well, we have the phenomenal creator of Boss Talk Expo, Miss Alexis Evans. Now we're going to get further, okay? Because when I say, let me take a sip, okay? Because when I say she doing 99 million things, shameless plug, Women Are Worthy mug. Alexis, she took hold of her life experience and she transformed her world. So many, at times, sometimes maybe our parents are not doing things that they can teach us because we may be the first generation going to that next level. So basically, as a minority-owned business owner and networking guru, girl, she's a networking guru. You hear me? Alexis has connected with over 200 companies and business owners while becoming a six-figure earner. Okay, let me say it a little closer. Thank God I ain't got no cavities. Let me say it a little closer. Six-figure income earner, okay? So she's also a self-published author, property investor. This woman does everything. So without further ado, I want the Women Are Worthy tribe, men and women, to welcome Miss Alexis Evans. Hello, Miss Alexis Evans.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Great. AKD Mademoiselle. I just love the Mademoiselle. Mademoiselle. I just love it. So when I mentioned, does life have you by the balls? Can you talk a little bit about your background briefly? Because I think some people believe like maybe you have the hookup, you come from money. So, that's why she's a six-figure earner. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Alexis?
Well, a lot different from maybe most people, but for me, in my early 20s of years of life, I got myself in some trouble. I attained a felony at that point where my life from that point went down spiral. Once I attained a felony, I had to pay my debt to society, and I did by losing everything. Sometimes what they say, once you get in trouble, it's hard to get out. It is. Even though I was out of the system, I was more in trouble with financially, and I just couldn't go on. I lost everything that I had, even down being to evicted, repossession, you name it, I experienced it. From that point, I just know one day I just told myself I cannot continue to go on like this. My mom, my dad never taught me anything about the fundamentals of being a business owner because that generation was never taught that, and their generation before that was never taught that as well. So I learned on my own by, being around other people who had more than me, being in an environment that taught me the way that, it was more to life than what I was used to. So once I got introduced to being successful, but running a business, accounting, getting just whole 360 of what life can offer me, I did a 360 change. I moved forward with my life. I got over the situation that I was in. I did do probation for 2 years. Got past that. I was able to get myself back on my feet. Once I did that, I did work for corporate America. For a long time, no one didn't want to give me a job because of that felony. So I did go through that hassle, and it was this one company that did give me a chance. And once they did, that's all I needed, that one chance. And when they gave me that chance, I ran with it. I learned everything I could learn. I soaked up everything like a sponge, and from there I just took off.
See, what I want people to know is when people get into trouble, we're not looking for a handout, we're looking for a hand up.
Correct.
And we want people to invest in us because we're investing in ourselves. And not one mistake in your past should define your future. And I
Correct.
love what you're doing, Miss Evans. I just feel, I just don't even want to call you Miss Alexis, okay? I just love what you're doing because you're showing us hope. You're showing us that you believed in yourself. No one wanted to hire you, but you kept investing in yourself. And not only that, you persevered that no, I'm going to keep trying, I'm going to keep trying, I'm going to keep trying. And it's almost like when they throw that ball at me, I'm not going to hit it to third base. I'm going to hit that bad boy out of the park. I'm going to hit a home run. So what got you into investing and all that kind of stuff? Good stuff.
Being around corporate America tycoons, I call them tycoons because some of them are billionaires, millionaires, and I got around them. I was able to sit at a couple of tables and listen to a couple of meetings, and I listened to how they take their money. Sometimes during our breaks, through conference meetings, executive meetings, I would listen to how they say they invested their money, or I just bought a new property, or I bought a new Porsche. Like, so that got my interest. Like, these people are happy, they're living their life. And I didn't want to be that person living paycheck to paycheck. I didn't want to be that person not knowing what potential is out there for me, what life really could extend to my circumstances. So I just gravitated to everything, got around people who really had more, that could teach me more, that was willing to teach me more, that was very open about it. And I just went from there. From investing, I learned about it. I got books. I started reading. I started shadowing people who allowed me to follow them around, to do certain things and take a control of, different deals, write proposals. From that point, I got interested into investing and moving forward.
So what advice would you give someone who may feel, especially a woman now, who may feel that no, the world, I can't make it, or they're coming from a background where they weren't taught this, and they feel that they don't belong to, not even belong. They don't feel like they can do better. What advice would you give? Because sometimes when some people are around people that are doing better than them, they feel out of place, like fish out of water, things like that. What advice would you give someone who just doesn't know what to do?
What I did for myself personally is I got close. I got to know me better. I got to figure out what I was lacking and stop looking at everyone else to see what they was doing and how they were doing it better than me. I removed all that distraction. I isolated myself. I'm not telling you to isolate yourself, but I just had to get away from all that type of stuff. And I started meditating. I started writing to myself different letters, things that I wanted to happen for my life. And to this day, I actually still do have that shoebox with all those letters that I used to write to myself and to God. And a lot of those things came to pass. A lot of things came to reality. And I just got to know who Alexis was. And once I did that, I got comfortable enough to be able to speak my truth, be able to get comfortable enough to say who I am without any shame. So
So you basically spoke life into manifestation. Manifester, and I believe into whether it's your vision board or your goals. You have to do. I don't believe anymore into the New Year's resolution. I don't believe into that. I do believe in posting. I want this, I want that, and you have to have that vision. So did you have any issues with your family once you started stepping out of that community because you started to do better and you stepped up? Were there any issues in your family? Because I bring that up because that usually happens.
it does happen. I would consider myself the black sheep. They'll call me bougie, that or Miss Know It All. But the thing is that I don't feel that way. I just wasn't that same person he was used to. I wasn't doing those things that they was used to. I was doing something that was better for me to have a better life. I didn't want to be calling my mom and say, "Mom, can I borrow $60 to pay my light bill?" I wanted to be the not the borrower. I wanted to be the lender. Just to help out. I wanted to be the one to set the example in the family and say, hey, this is what we all need to take a part of. This is what we missed out. This is what we've been robbed of as far as education and as far as us doing the right thing. So I needed to set the platform, set the stage to show them that if I could do it, you could do it too.
Now, how is that in with? I don't know if you're married, but or dating. How is do you find whoever you're attracted to, are they intimidated by what you're doing?
They have been, and
Oh
we
my
they,
goodness.
they have been. They even have told me that they envy me before, and that's a dangerous thing, you know. Is and it's like they have told me that everything you do, you touch, it works out. It's not. It doesn't work out like that. It's that I put the hard work into it. I'm persistent. I'm very persistent. Anybody to tell you I'm very persistent. If you tell me no, I'm gonna come around the back door and try again and knock on that door. But the thing is that if I could do it, like I tell them, I speak life into them as well. You gotta understand, I can't keep drag you along. You gotta meet me halfway.
Exactly, because I can't want it more for you than you want it for yourself. And
Correct.
I don't know about you, but I find that people, when they see what you're doing, they think it's so easy, or you just woke up like this. They don't know how much you, like for me, when I started this, okay, the mic wasn't working, this wasn't working. I did a whole show. Girl, I did a whole show and you couldn't get the audio. I did another show, you couldn't get the visual. I'm like, Don, what's going on now? I did one and my computer was smoking. I mean, smoking. It was overheating. And I'm still doing the show. I'm like, okay, I'll wait till when it starts, the fire starts or something. Girl, I've been through. So people are like, you're so natural. I think my personality helps me. It's almost like someone can introduce you to things or bring you into a room, but you got to stay in that room. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's either your talents or you wanting to know things that keep you in the room. So with that said, what would you tell the younger Alexis?
If, oh wow, that I never had that question before.
Hey, hey, welcome to the Women of Worthy
That's
show. Yeah.
a great question. Oh wow, I would tell her to be more patient with herself, learn more, be more courageous to see what the world has to offer her, other than what her environment was teaching her. I would tell her definitely that to be patient, take your time.
Now where you are now, going into the future, what would you tell a 50-year-old Alexis, knowing what you know now?
Um, to get more rest because I'm always on the go. To get more rest, to read more, um, to take more time to relax and live in the moment. Because right now I'm always 24/7. My mind is going 1,000 miles. Sometimes I wake, probably get an hour of sleep, but right now at 50-year-old, I would be like, pay more attention to your health because
Okay,
you
so
need rest.
Paula wants to know, what did she do? I'm sorry. Oh, hi, Paula. She said she got off late from work. She committed a felony and she did her time. I didn't ask her what it was. She did her time and now she's doing amazing things. So, she did her time. She did her probation. Is that probation, right?
Right.
Did her probation and now she's, not looking back. She's looking forward. So you told me that. I think it's very important to hang around like minded people
Correct.
because I'm at this stage in my life. Look, I'm getting older. I don't have time anymore to convince people to do things. It's either you're on my track or you're not. And for some, they may think that's bad or whatever the case may be. But I don't have that energy to do that anymore because I think it takes so much time convincing people when there's so many people that want to be on your side and whatever it is that you're doing. So now that we're living in this type of environment, I have to ask you a question, which we talked prior to this. Why do you think it's important that women support each other?
Hmm. It's very important, especially nowadays. If you have not been paying attention to the news and things that's going on around you, you're going to be left behind. I think it's very important for us to collaborate, very important for you to work with other women, support other women. The reason is because you can't do it all by yourself. And I had to learn that the hard way too, that I cannot do everything by myself. It takes a team, it takes a tribe, a village to
Mhm.
see results. Just like when you go to a 9 to 5, those people, those employees make the CEOs and the owners, the millionaires and the billionaires. It's the people that's behind them and beneath them that makes things go move in motion. So in order for you to see your progress or see things to be successful, you need a tribe. You need people to be there. You need to have help. You need people that collaborate with you, support you, empower you, and inspire you to, uplift you, to let you know that, hey, we got this together.
Well, I'm going to put a disclaimer out because the next conversation, the next topic is going to be controversial. So let me put a disclaimer. I am not saying it's all women, it's all Black women, but it's a lot of Black women.
Right.
Why do you think it's hard for Black women to collaborate with one another? Again, it's not all Black women we're talking about. So
Right.
before I get an email or a text like, well, not all Black women, no. But you and I are doing business, Alexis, like everyone out there.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I can go to my other counterparts, cool. But some Black women that I've come in contact with, it's like pulling tooth. So I want to know, what do you think? I mean, do you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts?
I totally agree. And I tell people this all the time, without the disclaimer, that I get a lot of my business from another race, whether it's Asian, Indian, white, you know, Puerto Rican, whatever nationality it is outside the Black American race. I get most of my support from there. That's who a lot of my support come from. That is a lot of people who have put me on, and it's a shame. I wish we could get more of our culture as women to get together and not see a competition, not to say, oh, I think I'm better than her, or oh, I don't want her to be ahead of me. That's not how it works. Let me tell you something. You need that circle of women to help you balance everything out.
And I think too, because you do want people that look like you as well, because they understand the whole hair journey. They understand, certain things. And, I struggle with that. And I'm going to be transparent with you. I struggle with that because I'm like, how do I get this from these people? And I'm talking about just collaboration. And it's like, you have to tell the story, redo the story 10, 15 times before they get it, or they don't commit to it, but other people do. And I say that because my interns ask me that question all the time, like, Miss Jackie, where are the other African-American women? Again, they've seen African-American come out, but they're wanting to know, why is it's more of the others that are not, and we have to talk about it. I mean, I know people don't want to talk about it. Again, in the African-American community, we have to sweep things under the rug. We're told not to tell our business, but I'm here. This is 2021. There's no secrets anymore. We have to keep it real, because I think once we talk about it, it becomes like, okay, because we can't do the crab in a barrel mentality. We can't keep things to ourselves, because if we collaborate, it's less stress, less anxiety, and more wealth, whether it's money, talents, whatever. We have to start collaborating. So do you find the older generation are not collaborating and the younger ones are, the millennials, or do you find it across the board?
Across the board. It depends on who it is. It could be the older generation, the younger generation, in between generation. It's across the board.
So what do you think that we need to do, or what do they need to do to change that mindset? What do you think, not saying you're an expert, but in your opinion, what do you think we need to do to change this?
I think they need to get around more women that's not like that. More women that show more collaboration, more sisterhood, more motherhood, more empowerment. Once they get around that, they're surrounded by that. 9 out of 10, they will come over to the other side. But with their environment, what they're used to is not like that. They're not going to do it. No matter what you say to them, no matter how many times you try to convince them, if their mindset is not changed, they're not going to change anything.
And I agree with you. And I think for me, it's good to start from the bottom. And when I mean from the bottom, I mean, okay, I'm starting this. This is what I want to do. Do you want to support me? How you can be a part of it? But not when I get to the pinnacle, to the mountaintop.
Right.
Then you want to jump on board. Then you're like, oh, I knew her when, and like Oprah
Right.
says, everybody wants to ride in the limousine, but when there's no gas in the limousine, people don't want to ride in the limousine. I go a step further. When there's no gas in the limousine, nobody want to say, here's the money for the gas to go in the limousine.
Correct.
That's how I look at it.
That's true.
What other things do you have in store, ma'am? Because I expect to see you in all sorts of magazines because you're doing amazing things and I'm really impressed by you. And we had some talk after, and I just want you to know I support what you're doing. And you got me like, okay, I need to step my game up. And I don't know why people don't see that it's okay to say that. Because you can't stay stagnant. You got to keep moving. So here's my question to you. You said you need to get more rest. What do you like to do for self-care? We're not talking about your hair and your nails. No.
Me, I'm a diehard meditator. I love meditation music. Put the ocean sounds, the rain sounds on, and that's me. I don't need to worry about anything else. Let me have my moment and just meditate and just have a clear mind of not thinking about anything else. That is, or writing in my journal. I have a prayer closet that I created 2 years ago. It has stickies and notes all over the wall. So that's my go-to thing because it gives me a moment to just inhale, exhale out and just release everything and just leave it there. And once I come out, I'm rejuvenated. I'm brand new. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to work 10 times more harder.
And for me, I'm a type A personality, as you could tell, and I'm making sure that because I like meditating. Journaling is a little issue for me. So what I decided to do was get a mason jar and every day find something good that has happened
Right.
and put a post-it note and put it in there. I don't care about the sun is shining, things like that I put in there because I want to show the universe that I'm grateful. I want to show the universe that I'm happy to be alive. So many people have died and have not made it. So my next question to you is, what has the pandemic taught you?
Whew, pandemic has taught me a lot. Pandemic has really gave me an opportunity to see things that I was not seeing when I was moving around so much more than I am now. It gave me time to get a lot of things in order, but it also gave me an opportunity to open up, to see that Boss Talk Expo, the annual event, was the one thing that I didn't want to just put all my eggs in one basket with, that it was more opportunities out there for me, more passion that I could bring to the forefront. A lot of people say passion you can profit, but the profits will come later on. But the passion is that I was putting in something, I turned it into a hobby, I turned it into a passion. Now it's bringing me the profit. So the thing is that during the pandemic, I was able to start a cosmetic skincare line. And that has been doing very well. At first I was nervous to open it because I didn't know how people was going to gravitate to it. People always tell me that your makeup looked nice, but I love makeup. I could go with or without makeup. I have great skin. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, I love how makeup makes you look, the different artwork it puts on your face, the way it makes you feel sexy, glamorous, for this, I want to say fierce, like so many different things it brings out of a woman when she wears makeup. That's her interpersonal personality that she has, is something that she's dealing with. But the thing is, once I started the makeup line and I dropped it, it went very well. But I wanted more out of it. I wanted to reach more people, so I went ahead and reached out to the Walmart marketplace and became a Walmart partner. And now I'm still on Walmart.com all over the world. A lot of people reach out, a lot of people order, and that has really expanded my brand a lot further than just doing it locally through social media.
Right. And that what I like about you is you think outside of the box. And for me, what has happened, the pandemic has taught me to pivot. I tell people, look, I'm from Brooklyn. We ain't got no choice but to pivot. A hustler. We ain't got no choice. But I just love that this has shown me, because I was so busy working, how many people to reach out to have general conversations, because it would be like, hey, how you doing? Fine. Hey, how you doing? I'm not doing well. And you keep moving. Now, when someone says they're not doing well, you actually take the time to listen and you be concerned. You're being, a better word,
Right.
present. You're
Present.
now present into what people are saying.
Right.
So that's what I'm taking the time to do. Not just say hello, but listen when I say, how are you doing? Because I truly want everyone to do well. And I think that has helped me along the way, because people see that I'm all about supporting other women, supporting people in general, and
Right.
just wanting them to go forward. So what would you say to someone right now if they were to, if their question was, Alexis, we love what you're doing. We have so many different things. I just don't know what I'm good at. I'm good at everything, like at 5 things, but I don't know what I'm good at. What advice would you give them?
I would ask them to take a moment, step back, and look at what you put more passion into that hobby you call. Say for instance, you love cooking, you love doing hair, but you always find yourself cooking. That's where you are. So start off with cooking. If people love your cooking, test it out. Trial and error. Start with that. Then once you go from there, start off with little things. Then gradually, take yourself into doing hair. Oh, I was doing my hair, doing a roller set and cooking, making cornbread. Whatever it may be.
Right.
Integrate. Make it happen. Put both into one and one, and you'll be surprised how people will relate to that. You know how many people do their hair and cook at the same time?
And I think too, a lot of people believe when they're starting a business
Hmm.
that, and I keep telling people, stop doing the bootleg business. Go out, get your business license, get your TIN number, Secretary of State. Stop doing the bootleg business and copyright your business, trademark your business, do all of that. So often when people are, like you mentioned, they think that they have to come up with a wad of money when they're starting their business. When you look at other people who started $200, of course your business license and all of that, and now you can get so many tax credits, and people, need to understand that when people are talking about Trump only paid $750 in taxes, people need to understand, get a CPA and get it together, because you have to have your write-offs. And that's a whole nother show. But I like the fact that you're investing. I like the fact your makeup is FBI. Am I correct?
FBI cosmetics.
Told you I did my research. Told you I read everything. And that was so catchy. FBI, that is so catchy. Who wouldn't want to buy that? It's one of the greatest when you think about those names. Come on. It's just catchy. So that was, kudos to you. And I do believe, in my opinion, when one meditates, it taps more into your creative juices.
It
It
does.
opens up a world of, because sometimes when I'm meditating, I want to break meditation so bad and write stuff down, because stuff is constantly downloaded into me. And I'm like, oh my God, this is too much. This is too much. This is too much. Meditation has helped me. I tell people I'm allergic to negative Nellies. Meditation has helped me not to, be attracted to those negative people. We have, okay, Miss Givens Sequoias, is that her name? She said, hey sis, hey SIS, hey. So I think it's one of your friend, your followers or friends or whatever. But we want to thank everyone for, coming into the Women Are Worthy show. We want, like and subscribe. We're not finished. Like and subscribe. Our Facebook is the Women Are Worthy show. Our Instagram is the Women Are Worthy show. And our YouTube channel is the Women Are Worthy network. And I posted, Alexis, I posted your handles as well on
Okay.
Facebook and Instagram. Look, I got you. So we're looking at an entrepreneur. She is a self-published book author. Sequita. Okay. Thank you. I didn't know how to say thank you. So you are a boss. Do you want to talk more about your network that you're doing? You want to talk more about that? Like, are we going to do something in 2021? What's up?
The goal is to do 2021. I have collaborated with another young lady in Georgia. Her name is Charmaine Stevens with the Ultimate Entrepreneur. Things are still being pivoted out. The reason is because of the whole COVID-19 and pandemic. We don't, to be realistic, we don't want to start something and then put a lot of people at risk
Mhm.
financially, especially with traveling. It is a 4-state tour to LA, Los Angeles, Houston, Texas, also Atlanta, Georgia, and Florida. So with those 4 states, we're just trying, we already concluded everything, but we're just trying to make sure we have a plan B to make
Mhm.
sure everyone is happy, safe, and fulfilled with this journey that we're going to take them on with doing global networking. So So with Boss Talk Expo, we have begun starting to take on the vendor applications and vendor fees and things like that. We are starting to go ahead and solidify the speakers. We haven't released that yet to the media because we want that to be a surprise of the main three
Right.
people we get. So the thing is that's still working into details. We should have everything solidified by the end of February, but we will be traveling to LA, Houston, and Atlanta within the next several weeks to meet with the different people with the venues, with the speakers, and we have a big agenda up ahead. Plus, with me dealing with the cosmetic line, I
Right.
get ready to drop another book, and it's just a lot that's going on. I'm grateful.
Amen. And Sequisa, yes, she is coming to Texas. She's coming to Houston right now. She wants to do it in person, but she's waiting because of the pandemic, what's going on. So they're still figuring out the logistics. And, one of the things I said for Women Are Worthy, we're not just a show, we're a movement. We
Correct.
bring positive women together, we talk. And so this is what we're doing, and I like that you're saying that because look, who's going to say no to positivity? Everybody, especially now we all need it. Can you imagine all the events that's going to happen once the country opens up? How many people are going to be rushing to events? And that's what we're looking to do. We're going to be going through we don't just want to be national. We want to be globally, going to Europe and things like that. We want to have retreats. I'm plant-based. I want to talk about that relationship. My people know I'm married 31 years, so I want to talk about relationships. And more importantly, thank you. More importantly, relationship, not just with myself, but with my fellow sister. So that's what I'm looking to do. We're looking to go out there and help because at the end of the day, I don't look at it as competition. I look at it as completion because it's a circle. And maybe I can't close that circle myself, but then you can come in and fill that gap. I can come in and fill that gap. That's how I look at it. So I don't look at, when you tell people this is what you want to do, they keep it hush hush. You can't get anything with a closed fist. You got to open up that fist so we can all, make it. So that's how I look at it. It's a hand with different fingers, your pointer, your index finger, things like that. So that's how I see things, that we should be supporting each other, loving each other, and showing. Because someone said, well, Jackie, why don't you tell people to love you the way they love themselves? Nope. I don't want anybody to love me the way they love themselves because some people don't even know how to love. Some people, so what I try to do is tell you how I want you to love me, tell you how I want you to treat me. Hey, Tammy. So that's what I want people to do. But what I'm so proud of you is that you committed a felony. You owned it. You like, look, yep, I did it. You do the crime, you got to pay the time. You did your time, you did your,
Right.
you did your probation, and you bounce back like a boss. That's what I'm talking about. How does it feel to be you, Alexis Evans?
It feels wonderful. It really do to be at this point to really feel fulfilled and happy within myself. Not happy because someone else made me happy, because I made myself happy first. So it feels extraordinary.
So where do you see yourself in, let's say, 3 years,
Um,
Mademoiselle?
the next 3 years to go right now is that I hopefully to get the cosmetic line as big as Ulta or Sephora. So be the first black owned, you know, I want to say Sephora or Ulta company that's out there that hopefully knock my competition out the line. I'm gonna be honest. So get them out the way and bring FBI Cosmetics so I be able to open that platform to have other beauty brands to jump on board and be able to sell on my platform and get their brand out to lots of people across the globe. That's the goal.
And you know what? And we're here to support you because at the end of the day, there's no competition because everyone is their own lane. I'm not going to look at you and crayons or whatever that brand is called or whatever. We don't have to speak of any other brand. Let's speak you into existence. Let's speak you into the not a Fenty X or anything. You're in your own lane. And that name alone that you have is slamming. FBI Cosmetics. I love it. I love it. And I like when I went on your site, I saw how you presented it, the presentation. Girl, Babu. Okay. So we're going to speak this into, once you launch it the way you want to launch it, it's important. So Tammy said, can I ask why is it important for Black business to be in white spaces when there's so much money in our community? Okay. You want to go first or you want me to go first? No, I'll let you go first. I'll let you go. You the guest. Go ahead. I'll
Um,
let you go.
the reason is because I don't see white or black. I see green, and that's the money, right? I'm very diversified, and when you become diversified, you open up your opportunities much bigger. I don't want to just subject myself just to the black culture. Yes,
Mhm.
I understand the movement, but I also understand that there's other cultures out there too that spend their money as well with me. And I just don't want to keep myself in this box, in this space because of a movement of what's going on in the world. I do understand, but at the end of the day, you have to be diversified. And that's why I feel that we should be able to navigate through both sides, just like their culture has navigated through us as well. We spend so much money in that era with the white culture. Why can they cannot spend the money with us as well?
Or, I'm looking at Tammy's question and she said, yeah, again, I'm going to repeat this. Can I ask why is it important for Black businesses to be in white spaces? Like you, I don't look at white spaces. What I do is I put out an opportunity out there. But the people that reach out to me may not be a lot of our people. So
Correct.
I'm looking for opportunities, and it happens for me. I can only speak for Women Are Worthy. Again, disclaimer, I know there's Black people out there that are doing it, but for Women Are Worthy, it's not my culture that's keeping a roof over my head. I'm going to keep it real. Okay. I'm out here. I talk positive. I'm here to support any and anyone. I love anyone that's positive. But so far from me, according to Facebook with their analytics and Instagram analytics, that's not what it's showing me. So I'm not even and you know what, to be honest, Tammy and Alexis, I thought it was. But when I looked at the analytics and I'm seeing the men that are supporting me, I'm like, wait a minute. Nothing against them at all, but you're thinking, because I tell people I'm a Black woman, but I'm a host. I stream, I talk positivity. I don't want to be looked at as a Black woman doing a show or I'm a Black girl doing a show. That's not what I want to be known at. And I'm not apologizing. I just want to be known that I'm putting out positivity out there. And I happen to be Black. I don't want to look at she's a Black girl doing that. I don't want that because I
Right.
think we need to navigate against that,
Don't race card. You don't want to be like everyone else and keep up with the negativity. In order to see the change, you got to be part of the change. You got to set the stage. You got to set the platform and say, "Hey, yeah, I understand that we're going through an issue with the division with race and stuff, but I don't want to be a part of that group. I want to be someone that love all people. I want to be a person that loves everything because at the end of the day, when we're all dead and gone, we share one color, and that's blood, and that's red. So." Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I want people to understand, yes, we understand as Black women what the movement is about, but think as me being a woman that steps into that space and dominate the industry or dominate the environment and did it and set a new history, a new legacy for the little girl behind me that's looking at me, that's not looking at any color or any Black or white. Kids that are younger in elementary, middle and stuff, they don't see that. They don't understand that. What they understand is that we're kids. All they're worrying about is playing on their iPhones, on their tablets, and worry about school. They're not worried about what us as adults are worried about nowadays.
Or what we can think, this is how I view it as well. If you're doing, and I'm going to get to your question, Tammy, or how I think we should view it is if we're getting majority of our support from other cultures, we still can invest in our culture.
Correct.
That's how I see it. That's for
Correct.
me. So here's another question from Tammy. What I see oftentimes, a lot of Black businesses don't even view themselves as successful until they sell to white companies when most of their support come from Black people. Now that's different. Now that I understand that part, but
Understand.
right, but I don't see, okay, I definitely agree with her on that, because there's some people that believe that they're not successful until someone else co-signs for them who's not of their race. So I understand that.
Yeah, I
Then
definitely.
she says, but I wish your business much success. She said she wish your business success from whoever buys your product. Because here's the thing, and we talked about this before we were on set. Do you mind? Can I bring it up? Okay. We were talking, Tammy, about so often when we have a price point, that is always, can I get a hookup? And it's usually from our own people. Can I
Right.
get a hookup? But from other cultures, it's not like that. I can speak for me. I'm not saying everyone. So let me put that disclaimer out there. But I know everybody out there, if you really understand what I'm talking about, you're gonna be transparent. You know I'm telling the truth. Okay. It's always, can I get a hookup? Well, wait a minute. You don't go to McDonald's and tell me you want to hook up. Why you want to hook up from me? Because I'm in your community and I got to give you a hookup. When you go to the Asian man down the block and he has a hair store, you don't ask him for a hookup, but I open up a hair store in the community and you happen to know me, you want a hookup. Come on now. So I think we got to look at it like that as well, because I think so much is expected when you have a business. Okay, Tammy said, I posted a response to this and I disagree. And it's okay. I mean, to disagree. I feel you, because at the end of the day, we're all here, have our opinions, and I'm never going to say someone's wrong. We
Right.
can agree to disagree. For me, this is how I see it. I've been in, Tammy, you see on the other side. And I think we can both be right. We can both be right based on the people who come into our space. Okay, so Tammy says consumers want a discount no matter what the race of the owner. No, Tammy, I disagree with that. Alexis, what do you fall on that?
Okay, so the answer Tammy question as far as discounts and the different race. Me personally, when and this is why I can speak on it. The people that have reached out to me and say they want me to mentor them, they want me to coach them, they want me to do this, X, Y, and Z. They ask me what my price is. They hesitate. They can't afford it. They don't want to buy it. They don't want anything. I can't even send the invoice. Or I do send the invoice and it never gets paid. Vice versa is if I was to go to another culture that is not Black, they will have no issues with it. They pay the invoice and we move forward. We do business. I did not get into this industry and was taught by a Black person.
Mm-hmm.
I was brought up into this industry because a white person showed me how to make money. A white person showed me how to start my business. And it all starts with your environment, your experiences of what you have gone through. So, yes, we can disagree to agree because she may have experienced something different other than you and I. So that's why our opinions and our discussion could be not a similarities, but a difference.
And for me, I can again speak for, I was raised in a Jewish community. My first job that I had was with a Hasidic Jewish person, and his son was conservative. And it opened up my world to a lot of other things. Okay. But Miss Given said, and they have, okay, Miss Given, Sequoia C, Miss Given, she said, I disagree with Tammy. We as Black owners are expected to lower our prices. I agree with that. She also said they have one in a million questions. And she said, as an NP, nurse practitioner, I have patients ask me why they need to pay me for a visit. Okay, so again, this is the disclaimer on, because it's the Women Are Worthy show. It's a disclaimer for me. I'm not responsible for my guest's response. This is just what I'm saying. It's not all Black people. It's not. Oh, she going to Sequoia. Okay, we're gonna get on the phone. I'm gonna get your name right. The next show I do tomorrow night, I'm gonna bang out your name properly. And I think that it's not saying that I don't want to do business with Black people or white people. It's not that. I want to do business with positive people. I want to do business with godly people, people who have good intentions. Now, don't get me wrong. let me put it this way. I want someone whose spirit meets mine. I want a positive spirit because it's not just transactional, because I like communicating. I like developing relationships. I think I'm a great networker. I don't just want your money. I want your business, and I want to build a relationship. That's what I'm looking to do. So I don't care what your color is. I am just saying, being an African American woman is hard because, and we don't talk about it, and I'm gonna be doing a show about it where some folks gonna get mad and angry, but I'm just talking about experiences where it shouldn't be that way. As I said before, I can see a Caucasian woman, an Asian woman, and say, hey, those shoes are nice. Thank you. Don't ask them nothing else. I got it from Ross. It was $4.
Right.
An African American woman, when you get them shoes, girl, I don't remember. I can't, and I'm not saying all the time, but I'm telling you, that's what I see. I'm not here to break anything up. I'm here to cast a light on what we need to do, because we constantly saying it's the man that's keeping us down. I'm sick of hearing that stuff. I am so sick of hearing. Okay, we're gonna get you on that show. I'm so sick of hearing it. I don't want to hear the man is keeping us down. Slavery has happened. Okay, what do we do now? Because we keep talking about slavery. See, I see you rolling your eyes because you and I are on the same page. What do we do now? Do you know how many millionaires have given birth to ideas during this pandemic because social media have created their own businesses? When are we going to stop blaming the man? I'm sick of it. Okay, that's just me. She said we need to retrain our brain to work together. Yes, because when I hear, well, because of slavery, the light skins were put in the house, and the black darker ones was put in the field. I wasn't raised because I'm a chocolate sister. The lighting don't make me look chocolate, but trust me, I'm chocolate. I wasn't raised because you're light skinned, you're better than me. I wasn't raised like that. You know, I'm Jamaican and Cuban and raised in Brooklyn, New York, or cultural. I was raised around culture. You can't get more cultural than Brooklyn, New York, you know? So I don't have that, because if I walk in a room, I'm the only black one in the room. I cannot stand when I'm with someone and they do that. I cannot stand. I don't like it. You know, why do we have to do that? And I do agree we need to retrain our brain to work together. I mean, this is going to be a great discussion. So I want to create that panel talking about the differences and talk about stuff that's going on in our community because I've received email before where I said I wanted to do that. And I was told, no, we don't want to talk about that. Let's, keep it under the rug. Folks don't need to know how we feel.
Right.
Come on now.
That's the thing. We don't want to talk about it, but we're not trying to be a problem solver. We're not trying to bring any value to the situation. We're just still reflecting about what happened down in the 60s and the 50s and different things. And that's not happening now in the millennium years of the we're in 2021. What can we do to change this narrator up of this story? Let's make new history.
Thank you.
What can we do? I don't want to talk about something I was never a part of. Yes, maybe I had ancestors and stuff. And I thank God that, some of them survived, some of them got through it. And I'm here to this day. But what history am I going to make? What legacy am I going to leave in these history books that we're trying to create for our culture? If we're so much about the culture, then what are we going to do about it?
And I think that's well said because when you talk to women or, we support each other. Yes, we definitely have to support each other. We're going to talk about your book, Ms. Givens. We're going to do this. I want to have a discussion with women, 4 women, 5 women, where we just talk about it because we have to talk publicly about it. We have to talk about the shaming. We have to talk about, you got to get out of trying to get the Louboutins when you live in an apartment. Okay. And I don't want to hear about Caucasian women are doing it. I'm not Caucasian, so I want to hear about that. I want to talk about what's going on in our community. We have to stop blaming the man. We have to stop talking about, okay, we know slavery happened, and I'm not trying to be, that's not what I'm doing. I'm saying, what do we do from now? It's 2021. What do we do now? We're going through a pandemic.
Right.
What do we do now? You don't like your job. You hate your job. What do we do now? Okay, we can talk about the slavery another time. Right now, Black History Month is coming up. I get it. But I told someone, what am I selling Black History Month for? I am Black 365 days a year. You know, I don't need a month. Now I get it because we want to show people, but you know, there's more people than Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King. So many more people that we can. And then we have parents who are blaming the schools. You can't blame the schools for what they're teaching your kids. That's your job to tell. We're on a whole nother discussion now. So let me keep it focused. Let me bring it in now. You know, but Tammy said, what's Alexis' point of view? Which point of view? Because we've talked about so many, Tammy. Which point of view? Which one? I just like the fact that you share your information, you give snippets out there. People don't understand. I'm not here to nickel and dime what you charge, or I don't want anyone nickel and dime what I charge, because it's from my experience. I've been married 31 years. I'm a coach. You're gonna pay for that. Okay, because obviously you're doing something wrong, so you need to know what to do right. I'm not trying to listen to somebody who's been married 4 or 5 times. You could tell me what not to do, and you in a relationship for 10 years, you can't tell me what to do. That's how I look at things. I've not walked your path. You have your experience in what you're doing, so I should respect you, Alexis, and pay your fee. That's how I look at it. I don't care if you got to work 6 jobs to get your fee. That's what we got to do. Okay.
Right.
So Ms. Given said facts, and we need to attend school board meeting. Girl, look, that's going to be another show. That's going to be another show, because you cannot expect the school to teach your children your history. The Jewish community, they teach their children their history. And then when they go to the synagogues and they go to yeshivas, they get taught that. We now need to start doing the same thing. Paula said, great discussion. Paula, I don't know. I'll be going on a tangent. Started on one thing, ended up someplace else. That's right, Ms. Givens. I can do anything in Christ but lowering my prices.
Good one. That's a good one.
That is so true. I like that. So what can we expect? We know you're going to be doing, because the pandemic will be over eventually. You're going to be doing your global tour. You gave us your cities that you're going to be going to.
Right.
We wanted to get you back on the show because I had such a pleasant time talking to you.
Okay.
I knew I would. So we talked about where you plan on being the next couple of years. We talked about your tour. We talked about the boss that you are. Now, what advice? Because I always like to leave the audience with tips on can you give us 3 tips you'd like to give someone who wants to start out being an entrepreneur or being a boss like you? What 3 tips you'd like to give?
I would say do your research. To trust your own resources than no one else's. People can give you resources, but they will not give you the full throttle of it. So trust the resources. Be patient with yourself. And I want to say, lastly, put God first. In everything that you do, put Him first. Seek Him first before you seek man. In any decision that you make, any questions that you may have about the path that you're going with your business, because it's going to be a rough one, and you got to be ready for that roller coaster.
Wow, it's just been, I'm just so happy talking to you, because when I saw your info, I said, we got to get this boss lady on the show, because we the boss, we're the new, this media empire that I'm creating. Right. We only get great people, and you have come through. Not only did the pitcher swing the ball at you, you hit it out the park and you hit a home run, and we appreciate that. So, someone asked for your social media, and I posted it. Yeah, if you look on there, you'll see her social media. Tips, put God first. Yep, we agree. Put God first. And for me, surround yourself with like-minded Get rid of the negative Nellies, and make sure you have your tribe around you, because you can't do everything. Because I don't know, Alexis, some days I am so tired. Sometimes I go to bed at 3:00 in the morning, wake up at 7, because I'm so excited about what I'm doing. So I'm trying to energize myself. Right. I tell people I'm unplugging from the matrix. So I've unplugged from the matrix, and this is the life I'm loving. And if you do what you love, the money will come. If you do what you love, the money will come. I promise you. And not only that, she's a Walmart partner. And I'm telling you, she's just follow her on her IG page at Alexis, Alexis _Evans. She says she loves positive music. Do you listen to binaural beats?
I'm every music, everything, even down to heavy metal.
See, I like anything positive. I'm loving Pandora, and I have my Roku. I'm telling you, I'm just loving life right now, 2021. And Tammy has just been instrumental to me because she's like, you got to spiffy up when you're doing your shows and stuff. And I'm here to give people their props when they tell me things. You know what I'm saying? So again, we're going to be doing this show. And Miss Evans said, be patient with yourself. That is so true. Because sometimes I'm like, come on, Jackie, come on, come on. And
Yeah,
it's only 24 hours in a day. And I
right.
tell people,
Process. You definitely don't want to rush the process.
yes. So Title is Black owned. Oh, that's by Jay-Z, right? Title.
I
Yeah, I
think.
think Title. Yeah, I think Jay-Z owns that Title. So she says she goes to Title to listen to stuff because it's Black owned. Yeah, I go to
Oh yeah, definitely that is with him and Beyonce. Yes.
Yes, yes. I try to listen to a plethora of things I like you, music with the rain, thunderstorm. I listen to music to go to bed. And I'm just and listening to I like I love Janae Aiko. I
Yeah.
love her. And I love the whole bowl music because I love listening to that. Anything that's soothing. Well, we want to thank everyone for tuning into the Women Are Worthy show. We had a phenomenal guest, Miss Alexis S. Evans. She's the mademoiselle. I think she is mademoiselle to me. And she's an investor. She's a self-published author. She is just a phenomenal lady. Please reach out and again follow her on IG is at Alexis Alexis S Evans. Don't forget, if you want to join our tribe, you must subscribe. Our YouTube channel is the Women Are Worthy Network. Facebook and Instagram is the Women Are Worthy Show. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to have this wonderful guy, Mr. Will Roundtree. We're going to be talking about investing. This guy was homeless, living in his car. He's now a millionaire. We're going to talk, I'm telling you, this whole month, we're going to talk about how to get yourself from the floor up all the way up. Get your money, get your life, your health, your wealth. We get your mental, your physical. We're going to talk about all that stuff. So tune in tomorrow night where we're going to be talking to Mr. Will Roundtree. Yo, this man's a beast, a beast. So without further ado, we wish everyone a wonderful evening, peace and blessings. Have a wonderful dream, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Okay.